Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're on episode 4 of The Trail of the Dead, our Defiant actual play. This is a thing that happens here on our channel late at night, and we're just gonna jump into everyone doing that whole introduce yourselves and your characters. And I don't know, Andrew, do you have some weird icebreaker character question, out of character question for us to answer as we go around to introduce ourselves? Last week it was ice cream.
Yeah. So, my name's Andrew. I'm the one running this show. You can find all my stuff over at twitch.tv/onion_siege, on Twitter at the Siege Andrew, and on s-13studios.com, where you can find the handbook for this very game. Mm-hmm. And my terrible icebreaker question for each of you is, if your name's not Fairy, what animal would your character turn into if they could turn into an animal? Go.
Can we also answer this for ourselves?
Yes.
Because so Fairy doesn't get left out.
Emphatically.
I wonder what animal I would pick.
It's difficult to say.
Well, Andrew, what animal would you turn into?
Space whale.
A space whale?
Space whale.
Okay.
It's a whale. It's in space.
So we can make up animals.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't in the brief.
Okay. Okay.
2 space whales.
All right.
I'm getting all sorts of things are being learned and being said right now that not making it on the stream. You should tell us about your animal, your persona there. Who is he?
I would say probably an electric eel. Uzi would want to be something fucking majestic, but homie is an electric eel.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I'm Ellie. I play Uzi, they, them pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at L Esperanto when I'm not gasping at the painfulness of choosing a persona in 3 minutes.
Am I supposed to go?
Yes, you're next. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine. I'm Fairy Serena. I'm playing Violet Aria, and she's sort of a Greek goddess who can turn into a swan, hence why the thing doesn't apply to me. But I would like to turn into a Persian cat, preferably somebody's who's rich, so that they will just shower me in love and I can sleep all day in the sun.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
Hey everybody, Pope here. I get to play Clive Bradley, who it's Clive. They would turn into a raven if they're going to turn into anything. As for myself, pug. A large round dog that has too many problems.
You choose to be that?
I don't know. It's not a choice. It's just the reality of the matter. But hey, they have a noble lineage. They've saved princes and have helped spies and tyrants. Napoleon and Josephine had a pug named Fortune.
I am now imagining the pug wearing a little Secret Service outfit, and like someone coming up to Napoleon with a gun, and the pug being like, "No."
No. That was the House of Orange. The Prince of the House of Orange was. There was a plot to poison him, and the pug just smelled what was up and would not allow them to drink the poisoned cup. And nice. that is how the pugs became the official dog of the House of Orange. As for Josephine and Napoleon, they secreted messages to one another while they were imprisoned and in exile in Fortune's color. So, yes, I know way too much about way too many esoteric things.
That's so cool,
Puggies.
though.
Yes.
All pugs are just massive dwarfism, so.
Well, they again, if you look at the original like pug that was bred by the monks in China, it was at one point a slightly smaller boxer.
Yeah.
And now it's the creature that we all know.
Just, breathing problems and death.
This is dog breeding is proof that eugenics is not a good idea.
Fair. Wow, I love this intro. Hi everyone, I'm Vala Roseraid on the internet. This is my channel. I bring to you Zelik, the twin brother of Uzi, and our resident Earth Dragon. Which if he was to turn into any animal, I think he would go with a Sarasukis. Sarasukis is a Triassic carnivore, not a dinosaur, but is an archaeosaur and is like the most ancient versions of like crocodilians. It's like the ancestor that we know of, but it wasn't like a water crocodile. It was just a giant land crocodile, which I think kind of like suits his duality of what he is very well, as an earth dragon with a mother dragon counterpart.
Are they burrowing creatures?
Yeah, they're
Oh.
dope fucking animals. One of my favorite Triassic creatures. Me personally, I have so many, like, spoiler alert, I read a lot of Animorphs as a child. I don't run an Animorphs game or anything like that on my channel. But if we're going fake animals, it would be the creatures of legend and lore, the Jurassic Park style velociraptors, which are just Deinonychus without feathers. If we're going real animal, I would be an orca. I don't like orcas or any. They're not. Why we're not sure how obvious that is.
It's impossible to say.
It's impossible to say. They are my favorite living animal currently.
What a mysterious animal.
They are.
They're me.
Listen, all I'm saying is if orcas had thumbs, we would be in trouble. They are.
I'm very glad they don't have thumbs. Thank you very much.
I'm here for our orca overlords. Anyway.
You could say the same thing about honeybees. Like, imagine honeybees with little opposable thumbs.
I love bees so much. They're
just
also
opening your doors, coming into your house. Hey guys, what's the buzz?
Honeybees are fine. Wasps, no.
Yeah, bees are fine. Wasps, no. Like, bees are like, hello, friends.
Bees are just chill. They just want to do their job and, like, move on.
Yeah.
Wasps hate the world.
Yeah, it's true. So hey everyone, just kind of a heads up. This is a viewer-affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Gotta remind myself what we're doing here. Trail of the Dead. Let's get up our thing. Every 100 biddies that you give us goes into a reroll pool here. So if we hate dices, we can just use the reroll pool. We can just reroll. If you want to subscribe, you can give us shard regains, which is our major resource here on the channel. But here's the thing though, like when you do like your character regeneration, it regenerates your whole pool of shards mechanically. This only regens like one shard that you have missing out of your pool, sort of thing. And that's in a pool for us to use. And if you would like to donate money, $10 USD or more, you can help move forward and endeavor Art and Affliction, which is something that we do. I know, like, for example, I would like to excavate the plains out of Boeing and, the secrets that are there. And other things like that. But But yeah, that's how you can affect the game. And as a reminder, we do not do anything here that crosses our lines and fails. So everything is at the storyteller's discretion. And also as a reminder, we got lots of things going on. Defiant is very, very, very much an adult-oriented game. We will see it's very sex positive, it's very sex worker positive, it is very violent, it is very socially manipulative. It can be, look, a sub, thanks, Pope. It can get really intense. We are using safety tools here to protect ourselves. So if you guys are encountering anything that's upsetting to you as an audience, please take the time for yourself and take care of yourself, because this gets pretty real sometimes. And without further ado, that's all my announcements. So, Andrew, please.
There is actually one additional
Yes.
donation incentive. For $10,000, Fairy's cat will join us as a player.
Yes, $10,000.
Yeah.
We will just be our cats. That's
Yeah. The cat will get its own dice and character sheet, and that'll just be how that happens.
$10,000. Yeah.
They do like playing with the dice.
Yeah. See, it's all up here.
$10,000.
That's how we get the.
Here's what's up. If you hate this show and you want us to end it, that's like a $25,000 donation, because we'll just pay ourselves and we'll just play on our own and not live. So
what if
it is always an option. If you just want us to stop, you have to pay us.
That's like the opposite of a subscription service. I will give you $25,000 a month to not
do this anymore.
Yeah. To stop.
To not
it's
do
like
this.
a reward.
Yeah.
For 15 grand, I'll move my camera to my hedgehog's playpen, and you could just watch her be angry. That's the best I've got for you.
The hedgehog will play too.
Yeah. For $1 million,
actually,
we'll just
she
move
rolled
this
dice.
over to Plex Storm and play naked.
Well, okay.
It's not Plex Storm.
Oh, no.
We're on Twitch.
Well,
No nipples. Anyway, hi. Now we're done.
Yeah, sensuously taking off the sweater vest. It's this thing of domestic eroticism. You'll find out when you get older.
All right, it's your turn. Just
okay.
You're the boss
right.
now. I'm just gonna sit here and drink water and be a sexy dragon man.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So things have gotten complicated in the city of Trumpvoy as of the past few days. Not only did the end of the world happen, but also Zelik and Uzi's house got broken into, and some of their stuff got taken. Turns out some of their stuff got taken by a dead man, except that wasn't exactly the case.
I just want to point out they keep getting their stuff stolen, so they don't seem very important to me.
The dead man was actually the pathologist by the name of Dr. Monday Knott, and by investigating this mystery, the team has come across a very nebulous and branching conspiracy that seems to be happening in the city that has some sort of nefarious goal, clearly nefarious goal, or else we wouldn't be playing the game. But anyway, last time, the team sort of had their own things to do. If you want to look at the handbook, all that stuff is in there. Clive did some investigation into the Psalms that Dr. Knott was interacting with. And he also got accosted by a detective who seems to think he's in on it, or knows something about somebody who knows something about who's in on it. Violet had a conversation with the local Hannibal knockoff, but before they could get to the smooching, one of the girls had a seizure, and that sort of took precedent. Zelik found out from his angel ninja that the person who actually fired the shot that killed Dr. Knott was somebody who can use bathrooms to teleport. So think about that, why don't you? Or maybe it's like an X-Files situation where he climbs through the pipes in the toilet and then climbs out. You know, like, remember that one episode? Yeah. And what else happened? Zelik sent his team out to the Air Force Base, and then he asked Cassie Cornelius to come with him on a date. And finally, Uzi had a conversation with Gabriel, where the fact that the murder weapon was the second trumpet of the apocalypse was brought up. Gabriel says, but that's impossible. The only people who can use those trumpets are the angels that God gave them to. And everyone sort of went, that's really weird. We should talk about that some more. And then a 250-foot tall burning tree happened. And that's where we're starting. So the camera sort of pans down from the sky. And the tree is, to put it mildly, humongous. It's 250 feet tall, but it's also 10 miles tall, but it's also reaching up into the stars themselves. It doesn't seem to have a defined height beyond the descriptor of big. 250 feet is just the general consensus that everyone is sort of seeing it as. The fire pours out of the top of the tree and reaches up another 100 feet with this huge pillar of smoke that's already starting to haze over the town. Ash starting to rain down like snow onto the streets. And every mortal that can see the tree right now, including Violet's pet, Gwen, is immediately enraptured by it. So who wants to take the foist step?
I'm physically the furthest away, so I am going to be the last person to do anything. I'm on a mountain.
You're on the U.
Yeah.
So I will turn and look to see what's out the window.
Okay. Fairy, you're not affected by the carnival in the same way that everybody else is. Which is to say, sorry, you as the Defiant are not affected by the carnival in the same way that the mortals are. So you can see the tree, but you can also see the sort of not realness that the tree is made out of. It's not.
Hey, Andrew, real quick, I hate to interrupt you, but your subtitles are not coming through.
Oh boy, what's going on? I thought I saw my subtitles earlier.
You saw them on Fairy.
Uh-oh. I'm in the Google.
Yeah. Is your mic in?
I don't think my mic is getting picked up by the Google. Let me see.
Leave and come back.
Settings. Oh, that's what happened.
There you go.
Okay. How about now?
Yep, there you go. Thank you.
Okay.
I just figured it's very important for people to know what the fuck's going on from the storyteller.
Yeah. For some reason, it defaulted to the microphone in my headset, which you'll notice doesn't exist.
Fair. All right, continue.
So much like this gigantic burning tree, that microphone is also not real. Pulled it back. You can see that the tree is... It's there, but it's there on sort of a simulacrum level. It's the shadow on the wall. It's not actually the tree itself. Does that make sense? Gwendolyn, on the other hand, has dropped to her knees and is supplicating and placating herself in front of that tree in a way that she only does for you. Damn it! The tree's stealing your girl. Yeah.
I am not amused. Well then, I guess I'm going to stomp over to the windows and I'm going to close my curtains. And then I'm going to call Uzi.
Okay.
And be like, do you see this scary fucking tree, not tree thing?
So the second you break line of sight, or Gwen's line of sight to the tree, she immediately just snaps back to her regular self and looks around. There's a broken glass all over the floor.
Watch
your
dropped
feet.
it, sweetie.
Oh no, I'm not wearing shoes, and neither are you.
We should be pretty careful then.
Yeah, we should. So she's gonna like very delicately make her way to go get a broom. It's one of those, she's wearing a pair of panties and nothing else, which is the exact wrong time to be near broken glass.
Yeah, it's not one of those scenes today.
So Uzi, you have a phone call.
Uzi is going to look at Gabe, look at their phone, and go, check the name. Oh, it's very scared. Okay, yeah. Yes, Violet. Have you seen our new botanicals?
I have, and to be honest, not happy with it.
Burning Man's
It's
getting
causing
crazy this
people.
year.
It's causing people to do things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I also think that it's not the aesthetic I was going for. So, do you want to set it on fire? Or...
It's as on fire as it could possibly get.
I think we might need to douse it.
Like you're not gonna wrap back around. Well, no, actually you can. Come to think of it, that's how they put out the oil fires in Afghanistan.
Yes, there's always a chance for more fire, but dousing it's fine. So is that a request for me, or is this?
Well, I just wanted to know if it was just me and my pet who was seeing it, or if everybody had seen it. Because if it's just me, then it's a me problem, and I got to figure it out. But if it's an everybody problem, I would like a little bit of help.
One sec, I'll ask Gabe's advice. Gabe, what do we do about the giant tree?
Tree, says Gabe, in sort of slack-jawed astonishment. He's still sort of picking up what's happening. You can't chop it down, and I don't know how you would put it out.
A tsunami?
I could do that, yeah.
A lot.
I mean, it's a really big tree.
Yeah, let's try the tsunami thing. How close to it?
Oh my god!
To the river. How close to the river is it?
So that
like a baby tsunami.
Actually, a good question. So this is, and Clive is able to see this because he was on the way to the Coalesce building. The tree is right in the middle of McKinsey Municipal Park. So it's like 4-ish, 5-ish city blocks from the bend in the river. If you look at it as the crow flies. If you're looking on the handbook, it's like right on the 2 on the map.
Okay. Oh, I see it. Civilian casualty wise, it might be a little extra, but it's always a possibility. The water's close enough, and I think this riverfront property could be extended, yes. Oh, was that a joke? I can't see your face, so I'm not actually sure if you're joking or not.
You're on mute, so I can't hear your laughter.
I'm sorry, I keep laughing at Pope and his facial expression.
So,
the tsunami seems perfectly reasonable. We can just make more humans.
Gabriel.
Kind of my job. Make more humans.
All right. Gabriel is the previous owner of this location. Will there be any trouble if I say tsunami, everything to that tree?
Gabriel
says no.
Well, Gabriel is thinking about it.
I'm gonna pull out my phone and start texting people who I know work at the docks with the boats. And like, maybe we should get some boats up the river, just in case. That's it. Just vague.
It's within the realm of possibility.
Okay.
It isn't the best idea, vis-a-vis human loss of life and infrastructure damage. But
Atlantis.
I mean, to be fair, if you have a large body of water, you should be planning for a possible tsunami. I don't care how, off the wall it is. So that's not anybody's fault except for the city planner's fault.
You're not wrong, but much like running yourself over with your own car, it's impressive, but it feels unnecessarily destructive.
I am a little unnecessarily destructive.
We could have an Atlantis theme park. Maybe we should
but
consult.
Allow me to remind you that the people in Atlantis all fucking died.
I mean,
Gabriel's voice
I can
cracks.
swim. How about we call the government and ask them before I, flood, and then somebody gets salty at me. But
all right, we could also call some other people and see if they have any opinions onto the matter of tsunamiing the city.
Yeah, who's the closest government?
Closest government.
I look at my phone and hit Clive, and then I hit Uzi. Not Uzi. I hit Zelik. Y'all don't need to know my other phone. Yeah. So how do we? I'm waiting for them both to answer.
Who'd you call?
Both of us.
Zelik and Clive.
Okay. So Clive, things on the street are kind of fucked. Were you driving to the Coalesce building or were you walking?
He walks most places because
okay.
the city is actually relatively well designed.
So what you're seeing as you're sort of walking, or I should back up a little bit. So the street you're on is obviously sided by these two large buildings, sort of condominiums with the European style shops in the bottom. And people are walking up and down the street, getting on the buses, getting on the trolleys, that sort of thing. And what you're seeing is as the flow of people is going up and down the street, as soon as mortals get around a corner to have line of sight, they stop immediately. So you're seeing like this wave of people, and then it ceases, and little trickles of like lowborn and other Defiant sort of like, why the mortal back there?
I have a very specific and non-standard question.
Mm-hmm.
Not the tree, but considering Clive's personal history, both previous life and the one before that, is this fire on the tree familiar? Either divine wrath or hellfire. This is not either. Okay. Nope. just wanted to make that clear.
Actually, what you're seeing, because this happens like as you're sort of thinking about that, the first motes of ash start to fall on people, and the mortals that aren't stopped to look at the tree, like the ones that are still ambulatory, there are a couple people who are like, why are there people up and down the street, are starting to shiver, and like kind of clutch their arms to their bodies and like dash back inside.
Okay. This is deeply irregular.
His arms on his fists on his hips. This just I don't know. Something strikes me as
This
abnormal
doesn't
about
sit
this
right with me.
Well, there are
Put
many.
my finger on it.
There are many things that are going wrong at the moment. This is just the one with priority.
What else could go wrong today? Clive
No.
says seconds before the tree erupts out of the ground.
This is a bad day. So there is ash, but
Yes.
I have an irregular. There is big, but there is not a set definition to big. It is a relativistic big.
Yeah. It's not. It actually doesn't seem to get larger as you get closer to it. It's still just emoticon B big.
Okay.
It's a heckin' chonky boy, I think the kids call it nowadays.
For picking up the phone,
I believe it's lit.
I have a
might
question.
Might be totally tubular. Fresh fetch, I think.
And what is Uzi's ringtone on your phone, Clive?
Uzi's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's the dance of the sugar plum fairy.
I appreciate that.
That's Uzi's ringtone. But as that is playing, there's a specific question I want to ask here and spend a shard. And yeah. So there are many things that are off about this, but I specifically want to know what here is not what it seems.
I'm gonna give you 2 answers.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm all for the BOGO.
Okay. So like I told Violet, the tree is hang on. I have to look up a term. Is a first order simulacrum. A clear counterfeit of the real. You recognize it as sort of a representation or a symbol of a burning tree, but it's not the tree itself. It would be like if somebody was projecting an image.
Okay, so it's using a very specific symbol as an anchor for something.
Yeah. The other thing that isn't as it seems is the mortals that are seeing the tree are in a state of neo-orgasmic religious awe. The ones who can't see the tree are starting to walk out of their buildings wearing sweaters and jackets, which is weird for April.
Yeah.
Like in Seattle,
heavy,
no, it's not.
well,
Sorry.
No, heavy sweaters and jackets.
Yeah.
Like middle of December sort of stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Even as the ash is like falling onto their bodies and starting to mix in with their sweat, they're still sort of like, wow, this is a really weird cold front. So it's clear there's something affecting their perception.
Picking up the phone. Hi, Uzi. Nice weather we're having.
You're muted, by the way, Ellie.
Hi. So me and Violet were thinking tsunami.
No. The tree, while it appears to be burning, is just a symbol of a tree. Your tsunami will probably do nothing except destroy infrastructure and take lives.
So there's a downside, is what you're saying?
I'm saying this is something deeply, deeply esoteric, and whoever it is that is conjuring this thing, I am going to probably flay them because this is upsetting.
Well, my counter argument is there would be significantly less humans not worshiping where they're supposed to be. It's a fast solution to that problem.
It's affecting those that have line of sight. Deny the sight of the tree and things slowly get to some form of normal. The mortals' perceptions are all off. Like those that aren't seeing the tree as the symbolic ash falls, they're cold.
All right. So
volcanic eruption is what you're saying.
But
No,
where
we
gonna
are
get a
not playing the game of
volcano?
2 villages tops.
We're gonna find a volcano in Seattle at this time of night.
This time of night. I don't know. It's almost like
Andrew,
somebody was like
we should
vibing.
not. We're supposed to be protecting this place from the apocalypse, not starting it.
The apocalypse can't get in and kill all these people if we kill them first. Take that, God.
Huh.
Just lighting people up and stabbing them in the face. Like, what do you think about this, J-Dog?
So what you're saying is, let's just make it dark, right?
If there was a way to put a giant blanket over this thing, like the concentration of asbestos or the concept of it over the tree, it might fix things.
I can turn off the lights at the very least. And he's just gonna pull out like another phone, but like a very fancy one, and start trying to shut down the power grid, which they may or may not have access to.
Okay. Let me I have to actually kind of step away for like 2 seconds. Let me think about how that's gonna be parsed, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe around this time Zelik finally answers his phone. Like turns on his Bluetooth. I'm surfing down the mountain. I fucking see it. It's gonna take me some time. What the fuck's going on? Are we all like? How many lines do you have open?
Roll call.
I can barely hear you. I'm on the other line.
Okay.
Hi.
What's up, babe? So what's the plan? Does anyone know what it is? Like, oh, I'm sorry. That was a moose. Oh no. Hold on a second. It goes back. It's not okay. Shit. Picks up the moose. Okay. Nothing goes to waste. Coming down again. I have dinner.
Oh, please tell me you're not eating mountain moose again.
What's
It's
wrong
a
with
perfectly
mountain
good
moose?
grocery store.
What's wrong with what
Ticks.
the earth provides you?
It has ticks and is unseasoned.
That's why you clean and butcher it. I don't. Just fine. Tosses the moose like. So essentially, like he essentially does like the Toph thing with the earth, where he just like runs and the earth just like projects him, sort of thing. Like that's visually what's happening here. So hopefully y'all have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it's just like the earth is like stuck to his like grounded to his feet, and he just like moves the earth itself to like propel him. Yeah.
So I wanted to drown the thing, but Clive said no. Civilians.
I also suggested we do a volcanic eruption. Clive also said no.
We don't touch my baby. This mountain is my child. No. Like
We do not need to bring about the apocalypse that we're trying to prevent.
Like,
Well,
I
I'm just
mean-
thinking, like, if we add the volcanic ash, then maybe they won't see the other birdie thing.
Some kind of
This is
smoke?
we're dealing with a metaphysical quandary based upon platonic ideals. This is high level magic bullshit.
so what? Do we just need to like cover it? Like, do we need to move it?
Either make it whatever is projecting it, find the source and snuff it, or bring another platonic ideal to interpose itself over it. It is my best guess.
So you want an esoteric sheet?
That or something that is more primal and more powerful at the moment, given that these folks are erupting in nearly orgasmic religious fervor or just
Oh, great.
really cold.
Okay. Would like to sort of rake my brain since I have a collection of stuff. GM. Is there anything within my hoard or collection that has the ability to cover this up momentarily until we find the source? Should I roll for it?
Let me say that you have many options,
Mm-hmm.
but it would probably be worth getting a little bit more information about the tree itself before you commit to doing anything.
Right. That's why I
Because you
asked,
could be,
like,
making
what I was
choices.
looking for was a temporary solution to get the mortals at bay so that we're not in a fever rush to find out more. It's to
Oh,
buy us time.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
In your collection.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things that come to my mind. One, if you actually have a bat signal, that might work. I'm not joking.
So
It
it's
is
just...
it is a primordial artifact of pop culture that might have a strong enough resonance to temporarily cancel Big Flaming Tree.
Actually,
So you're saying you want me to use my cute tech?
Actually, do you have a shiny flying object?
Which one of us?
Yeah, either one of you.
So a shiny flying object?
UFO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a weather balloon or something, why not use it as a fake UFO?
There's only one of them.
Smoke them if you got them.
No, that's not how collecting works, you sociopath. Hypothetically speaking, I have that, and I don't have a bat signal, but I do have a Hatsune Miku projector set up that I may or may not have acquired.
I don't know if that's
there's
primordial enough.
those. Excuse me.
And Batman is? Like, that's in character, sorry.
To be fair, Batman has been around 3 times longer.
Oh,
than Hatsune
holy
Miku.
shit. Uzi, no. Can you use that same projection, but actually, like, project, like, cool, like, a Backstreet Boys music video instead? I think that's primordial enough. It's from the 90s.
Specifically
Okay,
the
DM,
Halloween
I have a
one.
question.
Specifically Backstreet's Back, yeah.
All right, Andrew,
You're
I
on the
would
right
like to send a
track,
card.
but if you could do Steamboat Willie or anything Disney related,
Oh,
that might work.
Andrew,
Yeah,
I would like to spend a shard.
go ahead.
let's go.
I have my question is, what is the breach in their defenses?
Very good.
Clive isn't feeling heat.
It's cold.
No, he's not feeling cold either. But you are next to a hundreds of foot tall fire. You should be broiling alive right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's temperate. Which means that the breach in its defenses is Defiant can approach this thing.
All right.
Also, for what it's worth, apparently the top song from the entire 90s, according to Rolling Stone, is Nirvana's "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Nice. That's a good song.
I just didn't expect it to be the Billboard Top 100 for the entire decade.
Yeah. We
It
still
seems like
listen to it. It now appears on classic rock stations.
Yeah, it just seems like Toxic or something by like Britney.
No. Remember, Mr. Brightside's been on the chart since it came out.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, and
he
Mr.
doesn't
Brightside
look a
came
bit
out
like
a year and a half ago, right?
Oh.
Don't do this. Don't do this to me, Pope. Don't you dare.
We are old. Enjoy the
fucking
pain.
stop. Do not do this to me.
All right. So, Andrew.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no. I think this is a better question to ask. Like, is there in Seattle? Is there an observatory?
An observatory?
Like the ones with the projectors.
What are we talking about? The fucking needle. We have the needle that has a projection light up thing that they use every year for New Year's. Why don't we just do an old New Year's technology needle?
That's fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't we just do a projection on? It's literally the most obvious building in our city.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
You don't sound excited.
Suppose. I had so much other cool stuff. Like,
Have you not seen the New Year's needle projections? They are actually legit.
To be fair, Val, we're both from Georgia, and
I know. Y'all watch
huge
NYC,
draw.
so I understand.
No, we have our own. We have our own.
Oh, nice.
We have a big fake butt that like lowers down from the tower downtown.
Yeah, it's a peach, but yeah, we have a peach.
It's super lame.
It's
It's not fun. It is not a fun New Year's celebration.
All right, Andrew.
Yeah.
I would like to pull out a so we're gonna use the Space Needles. I'm assuming it's here. Projector.
Okay. What do you want to do?
What do I want to project?
Yeah.
The Godfather.
Vito Corleone.
What?
From the wedding, or are you picking up somewhere in specific?
Just the whole
we can
movie.
do the wedding.
It's so long.
Okay.
Oh my god. I want
It's movie night at the park.
Yeah, that's exactly
What is it? The Snyder Cut or something?
There is no Snyder Cut of The Godfather.
There wasn't a direct. There wasn't a director's cut. It was Coppola. Yeah, Coppola put that sucker out the way he wanted to. Because if anyone tried to stop him, he would kill them. It's the same with what's his face, Kubrick. Kubrick will break your arm if you tell him he has to edit something he doesn't want to.
Ooh, I just thought of something fucking crusty. I want to project the "I'm Singing in the Rain" part of A Clockwork Orange.
We want people to look at it, not look away.
Although a version's a thing, a version can work.
Technically, that whole movie would work real perfectly thematically for this whole section.
I'm hoping to make them uncomfortable enough to go inside.
That's if you want to do that, that's easy.
Cannibal Holocaust?
Guinea pig.
I was gonna go with a Serbian film, but okie dokie.
Yeah, we've got tons of splatter gore.
Oh yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that? You want people to go inside. You play that movie, people go inside.
Yeah, we're gonna play an uncut, uncensored splatter gore reel. And
Okay.
some of that dissonant sound, you know what I'm talking about? The
Mhm,
uncomfortable dog whistle sound in the back.
All right, go ahead and roll.
So we're projecting a splattercore
All right.
art film. This is a student project that's just being. We're saving the world with art projects.
And Russian rap music in the back, yes.
Ukrainian
got?
rap music in the
All right. All right. So what shall I this is my first roll, I think. So what
you're
can I
starting
use
out with
for this?
3d6.
Yeah.
And I'm going to look at your character sheet and not look at the Rotten Tomatoes for The Godfather.
I want to use Unmoved by Shame. I feel like. Yeah.
It's got a 98% with more than 250,000 ratings. I really do need to watch this movie.
It's not.
I'm obsessed with
It could be
gangster
a
movies.
hard
They are the
rock.
best.
You know what? I read the book and I played the game. Did you play the Xbox game? Wow.
Yeah.
You play as the guy who kills the horse and puts the horse head in the guy's bed. Like, that's your huge contribution to the canon. It's a sneaking mission, of all things. So you're unmoved by shame. I would say I'll give you Hermetic Legacy.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, so that's
I like
2.
the creep.
Burn a
Ooh.
Yeah, burn a courtier.
Who I got? All right. Let me flip over to my courtiers.
Yeah, you could burn either Gabriel or Axel, I would say.
Burn Axel.
Okay, so you're gonna burn Axel.
Yes.
So Axel's gonna actually drive out there and set up the relay for you to connect to the actual needle.
Make sure no one shuts it off, so to speak.
Yeah. So that's a pot of 4.
Yes. It should be fine. What's the worst that could happen? All right. I have to pick all my dice that have symbols on them. All right. So it's 4d6, yay?
No, it's going to be 2d8, 1d10, and you want 5s or better. Well, you're the
Listen,
one
now
with the pot.
Like, I'm the one who has to get out the other dice now. God, do you know how hard it is to find d8s? They're like the least interesting die.
I'm just going to go ahead and lean my head over slightly so you can see the d8 right there.
Listen, least interesting.
In my background.
I said what I said. So D8, D10. I got a 10. What's up?
D8s are my favorite dice.
So how many D8 and how many D10? Or I have number problems.
1d10, 2d8.
Okay. Dyscalculia. It will keep you from playing quite a few things. All right, fingers crossed. I got a 5 and 8 and a 4.
All right, 2 successes. I'm going to make that weird elephant noise that Epo makes.
God, there's so many. Oh, I forgot about The American Gangster. That's a good gangster film.
You know what's a really good gangster film? Gangster number 1.
What's it?
Paul Bettany. So good.
Are you going to go see that?
I got a big thing for gangsters. I have very bad taste in men.
Oh.
Are you going to go see that new Coppola movie with Brendan Fraser in it?
Oh, hey.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's in it.
I'm looking forward. I'm willing to give it a shot. I look at it the same way I look at the Deadpool movies. I'm not super interested in the subject matter, but I am willing to pay to support that kind of art.
I love the Deadpool movies. They've all been really good, actually.
They're hit and miss for me, but I do appreciate what they did. All right, 2 successes is almost perfect. So I'm gonna give you a choice.
Mm.
Either Axel gets electrocuted while setting up the projector because
Mm-hmm.
Axel's not an electrical engineer, or you're not going to, or the projection goes off okay, but you're not going to be able to get everyone in the projection's line of sight.
I'll electrocute Axel. It's fine.
Okay.
He's a Leviathan. He'll recover at some point.
Yeah. So
Maybe he's an electric Leviathan. We don't know. He could be a lightning Leviathan.
Also, it could be his kink. Don't kink shame.
So you're
Oh.
talking to.
The
Go ahead.
output's different between, a projector that can handle something that size and a violet wand. Those are two different amps.
Hey, risk
All
aware.
right.
Risk aware
Well-
first.
He is an Earth Leviathan, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, he's naturally grounded.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I want you to electrocute Assy. So
Okay.
go ahead and yeet him.
Are you just voice chatting with him or are you FaceTiming him?
Of course, I'm FaceTiming him.
Okay. So he's holding the phone sort of like this. So like you can see both the monitor and what he's doing.
Ooh, I would not do that. That's not the wire you touch. Jesus fucking Christ.
And like he's kind of futzing around with the control panel, and he's sort of like splicing open wires and running stuff into a relay for you.
Mhm.
And he looks over, and you faintly hear a noise
Oh dear.
through the phone. And like in response to that noise, his head kind of turns right as he's closing the pliers on the wire, and there's a very, very loud noise, and all of a sudden the phone is looking up at the ceiling, and there's faint wisps of smoke kind of rising into frame.
Oh dear.
But you see something on the screen.
What is it?
Next to the door to go outside is the those little clock doohickeys that they have where it's like the digital readout, the barometric pressure, the temperature, that sort of stuff. The thermometer is reading 0 degrees.
Oh dear. Screenshot and then send it to the fellows. My investigative menagerie.
I have a
Well-
technical question.
Mm-hmm.
Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Fair.
It's America, so the needle is
fair.
purely entertainment, right? There's no research or anything that goes on there.
No.
Yeah.
No, okay, so it's just Fahrenheit. This is
Gotcha.
the during the morning zoo crew radio show. They're like, and the temperature at the Space Needle today is a rousing 43 degrees. That sort of thing.
It's always 40.
Gabriel.
I pulled 43 degrees out of my ass. I forget how cold it was when I was over there.
That's how cold it is right now.
I was so taken.
Oh, that's not
my
too bad.
jaw was on the ground from the bay. We went to go see the bay.
Mm-hmm.
The sound.
Yeah, it was so nice. We saw like an otter that was like following us as we were walking along the beach. It was really cute.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So that's what you see. But outside, Clive, as your other Defiant are sort of gathering, not around you, but sort of like in a loose group, sort of nearby. And they're all sort of talking to each other like, okay, what the fuck are we going to do about this? What's the Hierophant going to do? What is the Seraphim going to like do anything about this? A massive beam of light lands on the thick column of smoke coming out of the tree. And it's so opaque and so dense that it's super easy to see a weeping mime dressed only in the mime paint. Oh wait, were we doing the freaky art house film? Still, I lost track of that.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're doing horror art house.
Okay, so the freaky mime who's only wearing his face makeup and his gloves and nothing else is sobbing whilst cradling the body of a dead piglet in his arms and having sex with a cantaloupe while a nun rides by on a bicycle in the shot behind him. And most, if not all, of the mortals that Clive can see are looking at the tree, and then all their eyes just sort of go like, and now all the mortals are sort of bubbling. Was that a fucking nun? Where did he get the fish from? What the shit? What the hell's happening? What did you do? That's right, kid. So you have a temporary relief from the nigh orgiastic ritual of sublimation before the
What the actual fuck, Uzi?
Hold on. I want to start a techno compilation of like the please remain calm. Like, you know, exit to your left. The bomb is coming. Please return to your home.
I'm going to ignore the Defiant who are just sitting there doing nothing.
Well, they're sort of looking for someone to tell them what to do. They're like, we're NPCs. We have no agency.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
Get the mortals inside.
Okay, now that we have an order, and they start picking up mortals and throwing them through windows.
Gently.
Okay, fine. They start picking up mortals and putting them through doors. Opening the door first.
And opening the door first.
Make sure you lock them in, by the way. You know, close the blinds, so on and so forth.
I just love the image of Clive, the stoic, like, exterior of stone, completely unflummoxed by anything happening. It's just, take the mortals inside. Window crashing noise. Gently, please.
Yes.
Cat yowl.
That is very much what has happened.
Tire bounces across frame.
So my next question.
No. I've seen rubber. We're going to stay away from the tire.
Hey, you're the only other person that's seen that movie.
Rubber?
There's dozens of us, Val. Dozens.
Oh, you're talking about the Tire Horror movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Psychic Tire.
It's one of my favorites.
Like, I'm sorry, that's totally a Defiant thing. There is a psychic tire that just kills people.
Have I gotten to the park yet?
Oh yeah.
I'm earth surfing. I just directly to this tree, like using the literal earth to get me there. So
yeah, no.
Violet. You might want to wrap your little mural. Quite warm today. It's apparently a nice 0 degrees Fahrenheit now.
I was thinking I'd turn into a little bird, well, a swan, and fly on over. See you guys.
I look at Gabriel. How's Gabriel doing?
Deeply perturbed, mildly upset, generally depressed. Gabriel just has his hands sort of folded on the table, looking at the tree, saying, back in my day, pillar of salt was good enough for us, but I see times have changed. Times sure have changed.
All right. I'm gonna get Gabe some wine and shuffle them to a couch and put on like, I don't know. Gabe seems like the type of person who likes the History Channel or HGTV or something.
You can put on Gilmore Girl, or not Gilmore Girls, Golden Girls.
Oh,
I'll start with G.
Yeah.
You know what? Or you can put on Gilmore.
like I do love that Blanche. She is sassy.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna make Gabriel watch Supernatural, but I'm only gonna start it when the angels start appearing. And
Are you sure that's not
blanket.
just gonna upset him more?
No, 100%. They're the type of person to be like,
Okay.
angels wouldn't do that. You see.
Okay, cool.
All right. So here's the catalog. If you want to watch another opera, you should stay here though.
It's like, you don't have to tell me twice.
Great. There's more food in the fridge. I'm gonna close the curtains. By close the curtains, I'm gonna hit a button and it's gonna like shield the thing. Lock down the house and then leave with husbando.
Okay, no problem.
Yep. You okay, bud?
Yeah, I might have to stand up again. I'm gonna turn off the video. Sorry.
I got some tiger balm.
No, it's not that. So Ellie knows about this, but I picked up another job at a grocery store. Working at a grocery store was a lot easier when I was 20.
Yes, the standing does get to you eventually.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. Am I in the park yet?
Yeah, you're there.
Okay.
Yeah, where you can see. You're able to see the juggling Harlequin, and the terrible things that he is juggling.
Oh.
But you're also able to see just.
I mean, I'm going directly to the pillar. Like, that's where I'm.
Yeah.
None of the stuff that's distracting the morals. I've already said what the fuck, Uzi. I'm going directly to this pillar.
Yeah.
To investigate it.
The tree itself.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, it is a. Let me see what I wrote down on my notes. Oak tree. So it's I believe that makes it not normal for this area, right? It's the redwoods that get the big veiny up there. Yeah.
We have oak here, but it's they would not have their leaves. Is it a live oak? What kind of oak is it?
I just called it an oak.
Okay, it's an oak.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably 40 to 50 feet in diameter at the base. And the fire is basically starting from the base and going upwards. Like there's instead of it evenly burning like wood normally would, it seems like there's an accelerant or some sort of oxidizer towards the base of the tree, because that's where the fire is the most visually intense. But even when you're like 3 feet away from this, you're not feeling any sort of heat. In fact, you can put your hand on the tree and it doesn't burn you.
Yeah, I'll just kind of put my hand like through the flames and like let them dance on me and stuff and like pull back. I would like to spin a shard to ask a question, please.
Okay. Let me describe what happens when you.
Okay.
The tree is smoother than it has the right to be.
Okay.
It doesn't have that rough bark feel. It feels more like you're sort of rubbing very fine grit sandpaper. And when your hand pulls back, it's covered in sort of runny, sticky, golden stuff.
Okay.
But now you may go ahead and ask your question.
Yep. How do I destroy it?
How do you destroy it? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Yep. How do I destroy it? That is my question for my shard.
Read me your archetypes again.
My archetypes are primordial, Goliath, and wealth. Oh no, those are my themes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me look at Goliath again really quick because I think Goliath's got a thing for this.
Yeah, it's a Goliath one. Very specific. It's a Goliath question. I've color coded it on my sheet so that I know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Goliaths have another thing where they can do feats of superhuman strength, but I forget what the
Yeah,
extent
you
of
can
that
lift
is.
trucks, throw cars, and punch holes through concrete without the need for a challenge. And you can spend a shard during a strength or destruction challenge to change them from impossible to possible.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that's okay. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. It's in front of me.
I was looking at the
Yeah.
the book.
Yep.
How do you destroy it? So there's two ways that you can destroy this thing.
Okay.
Remove the platonic heart of its narrative,
Mm-hmm.
which would just make it cease to exist because it's not integrating into the meta narrative of the city anymore.
Okay.
Or the alternative is basically do what Clive said. Find a counter platonic ideal and utilize that instead.
Okay. Can you describe to Adrian, myself, what that means?
Which one? The first or the second?
Yes. I don't know
Okay.
what platonic heart means in game.
There is a beginning to this tree's story.
Okay.
And if you are to find that source and sever it,
Gotcha.
you could stop the tree. The other option is if you could call forth some sort of collective memory of a great flood, a great darkness, a great snuffing of light and life, and bring that into the meta narrative of the city, then that would kill this flame.
Okay. Clive, are you okay? You're having a moment there.
I'm more along the lines of I have an idea. It's a bad one, but it's an idea.
Listen,
it can't be worse than a tsunami or a volcanic eruption.
Yeah.
So there are a good number of individuals within this community that have a memory of a great darkness and snuffing. Pretty much every single infernal. If we could just get them here and just collectively remember what sent us downstairs to begin with, in a giant group of shared trauma to conjure that, it might put the tree out.
So you want to throw Black Parade?
That is a lot of trauma, Clive. Can we, like, for the sake of, like, storytelling, say, like, as I have asked this question, Clive has, like, appeared, but
oh, it's pretty easy. Clive just has to walk a half a block.
Exactly.
No. I just like the idea of
you're already there.
I need this sort of like terrible darkness. Clive just appears.
Yeah.
I have no. It's crazy you mentioned that. I have no all about terrible darkness.
So we need to essentially destroy the source of its own meta, or of this tree. Oh man, we don't have history checks in this game. And I will just, like, explain this to Clive. It's like, okay, so we gotta get rid of this shit. And apparently we either find the source of its story and sever that, or we collectively find a great snuffing to remember to snuff it out.
There again, there's the entire collective memory for every single infernal in the city, but that will be a bit to organize and close out. However, a great darkness and a great snuffing that is universally known.
Meteor.
Well, I was thinking something a little less dramatic, and a little more
9/11.
No,
Sorry.
that was more of an ignition.
I was gonna go if we could just project the room onto the thing.
Well, that's a different kind of snuffing. I was thinking Night on Bald Mountain from Fantasia.
Mm.
Oh man.
You are tapping into
Primordial darkness, the
Mm.
summoning of Chernobog and all the demons.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that
Oh,
is
I-
something
I
that they
mean-
would have all seen.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in.
So we play a clip from Fantasia, and that's how we snuff out the tree.
Man, that
I'm in
that
on
demon
one
was
condition.
just trying to have a dance party. I don't understand. Like, what?
No, he wanted an orgy.
Yeah.
Oh, not a demon, as much as we would love to lay claim to him. More
Mhm.
a primordial Slavic god.
Yeah.
The David
I-
Chernobog.
We throw the best parties.
Yeah. Andrew,
Well,
is Chernobog in existence?
I'm actually
Here.
looking that up right now because I don't know
Yeah.
enough about that narrative. So it
Because
looks
that
like
would
the
be sick.
it looks like the actual composition is from 1886. Is that kind of what I'm picking up?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then it was repurposed for the short in Fantasia.
Well, yeah, Night on Bald Mountain, the original composition of the sort of like music and myth, but even the Chernobog itself goes back further into Slavic myth.
Yeah.
And is a primordial god of darkness, not necessarily evil, though there's definitely evil he can do,
Yeah.
but darkness.
Okay, let's take our 15. That'll give me enough time to read the Wikipedia article, and then we'll come back. And
All right,
we're gonna do
sounds
that.
good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
I gotta do some quick research.
Yeah, we're gonna go
All right.
ahead and take our break. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. See you 10, 15 minutes. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
so's mine. We're coming back. Hey, what's up, everyone? We are back talking about food. I'm so hungry right now.
But luckily, your husband will soon return home.
Yeah, he doesn't get off work for another 20 minutes, and he won't be home for another hour and 20 minutes. So I have to text him to tell him what I want for food. Anyway, hey, we're back. There is a cold tree, or not cold tree, and everything else is cold. It's weird. The carnival is fucking up. But hey, and the boys are just standing there like, at the tree.
Right. So there were
Dad's
two
dancing.
potential courses of action. One was to call forth the unconscious recollection, or the semi-conscious recollection, of Kernobog from the old Fantasias, or get all of the infernals in a room together and have them all experience a PTSD episode at the same time.
I almost feel like, Clive, it's a great idea. It's a good idea.
We should do it.
But can we afford to have your entire race recovering from, trauma in the next couple of days? Or should we perhaps find the source and see how that source might be connected to the weird shit that's making the carnival happen?
Well, finding the source would be definitely something that would help, but at the same time, I'd rather, people function.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might take us a while to do the...
There's a bird!
Figuring out thing. I'm gonna swoop down, land next to you, and start talking.
Yeah.
Anyway, it might take us a while to get everything all set up so that we can cut the platonic heart off. So we might as well get them all sort of getting together. By the time that we get them all, we might have already found it. So either way, we win.
How tall is just the entirety of this pillar of the tree? Like, how tall? Like, what are the dimensions we're looking at?
The dimensions that most people see are going to be about, I think that would be about 80 feet around and 250 feet high.
Yeah, this is not a problem. Regardless, everything is going to take time. So what I would like to do is I would like to create a wall around everything.
That's deep.
Yeah, just there's a lot of earth to go around. So essentially dig a trench, use the earth to kind of dig a trench around the tree, and everything just kind of that part of the earth conclaves, but also it goes up and around it and covers it so that it's still there, but it's physically out of sight, right? It's being blocked by the literal ground, if that makes sense. I'm going to create an earth wall.
Sure.
Okay. Should I roll for this?
You should.
Okay, cool. Let's see about my tags. Okay. Tags. Alright. I don't think this is necessarily chaotic, but imposing I could probably use. Powerful. Charming's not there. Confidence not there. I want to be the opposite of impressive. I want it to not be impressive. I want it to be mundane. So we're not going to use how knows how to impress. I don't really have... That's kind of where we're going to stand with that, I think.
Does it sound like a 3?
Yeah, powerful, imposing, and no, just you.
Oh, no. All right.
Yeah.
So 2d8, 1d6.
Yep, just you. To create an earth wall. Oh, we're not bad. We have 2 5s and a 4, so that's 2 successes. So
Successes. All right. It's a big project.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And you're operating with a lot of variables that are sort of outside your general oeuvre.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to get it to work.
Yeah.
But as the last of the earth wall kind of comes into position, the sort of plateau that the park is sitting on shifts a little bit, and the tree goes. So now it's a gigantic on-fire tree that is in danger of falling over.
In danger of falling over.
Yes, you have succeeded at doing your earth wall.
Okay. Okay. Kind of, I'm gonna like look down in like the ditch into the plateau, and see like, damn. Okay. Because I don't want this to fall over. So how can we keep that from happening? Where's my sibling?
Where is your sibling?
So Uzi, in their infinite coolness, is actually just rolling down the street on a Segway that they mounted like a laptop and like 2 monitors to, and they're just trying to get this whole turnabout thing going while the Segway drives them where they're supposed to be.
Oh, hey, do you think you could fill this moat?
What moat are you?
I like point down at the moat, like the ditch I just made around the tree to create the wall.
Can you fill this moat with water? What moat? I made a moat.
I made a moat.
Said your lines out of order. Let me see that script. Give me that.
Can't we just leave it? I'm busy, okay? I gotta do the thing. And it's muddy and I don't like that. So we went with Fantasia, Tronabook. What level of quality were we thinking for this imaging? Surround sound, what's up? What are we?
It just needs to be projected like the current monstrosity that is against the smoke wall.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go extra as hell because I'm almost insulted that Clive implies that I would do such bad audio visual work.
Okay.
I'm gonna get it up.
Some people like fucking fruits. I don't see what the problem is with that.
It was a fruit.
That's not how you enjoy a cantaloupe.
You don't.
That's not how you enjoy a cantaloupe.
Yeah,
some people like a cream filling.
I'm just gonna start it while they're all arguing over a cantaloupe.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Zelik has gotten kind of quiet because just that not appreciative of being dismissed like that. So you just like hear like him just huff and just okay, fine, I guess fuck me then, and just goes and walks to the other side of the park. Like... Yep.
Right.
That's around.
What is the actual action that is being taken here? Because I heard a bunch of things being said, but no declaration of intent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna set the thing to do the projector for the Fantasia Chernobog situation.
Okay, is it particularly necessary at this juncture?
I just do the thing.
Okay.
I'm now invested in the thing. I'm doing the thing. I want to play with shiny toys, okay?
All right. Go right ahead.
Okay. I gotta check the thing to do the thing. I mean, I guess I would use Talented Searcher, and yeah.
Okay, so
I think
you're
about it, but-
claiming one. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it would be one.
Yeah. Me and my 1d8 yellow swag for 20.
Okay.
It's a 5.
Oh, okay. You done it.
It was done.
You
Oh,
know
let's
what?
take care.
I don't even have to do anything with this. The cost that you have to pay to make this work is pissing off your sibling.
Okay.
So it just works. It just
It just works.
it just works.
That's fine.
Mhm.
The music begins to start up. It's also copywritten by Disney, and I Want to Live. So we're not going to play it on stream. The
That
snipers are
particular song is not copyrighted by Disney, is it?
Oh, I thought.
No, I don't think it is.
The visuals in conjunction with the music is.
But the song is not.
Oh snap! Yeah,
Mhm.
I thought they were enforcing copyright with Lethal Intent on that one.
Well,
No,
again,
no.
it is a classical piece of music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
However, that being said, that particular recording may be copyrighted because U.S. copyright law, we're only in like the beginning of the late 1920s
Mhm.
at this point, and we're, it's 2022. I hate U.S. copyright law.
Blame Disney.
I do
yeah.
every day.
He lives in Florida. He blames Disney
lives
for
in-
everything.
I mean, in his defense, though, damn it, traffic's bad today. Yeah, because of Disneyland.
Well, no, it's less Disneyland and more the tourists,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
a bunch of different things. Also, that we have the most toll roads of any state, and their concentration is right here.
I remember being taken aback when I hit a toll road on the big highway going through Florida. The music starts up. The light that has been dimming. The sunlight has been kind of going out because one, the smoke cover is sort of blanketing the entirety of the city. And two, the sun was setting. So everything is sort of illuminated only by this flame. And the smoke above it is this pitch black, true darkness. Is it Vanta Black that I'm thinking of? Yeah.
Yes, but Anish Kapoor, just let you know, you're a terrible human being.
What? Oh, okay.
That's why we're gonna use his silly black color.
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, Nish Kapoor, the guy who created Phantom Black or whatever the fuck it's called, he's
Phantom
just
Black.
a terrible person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it comes as a bit of a shock when the sparks jumping up into the flame begin to coalesce into two gargantuan eyes that look down on the gathered masses. And then the smoke pours outward as one massive, shadowed, muscular hand reaches from the cloud out, and then the other hand pours forth, and then the wings lift up in a way that the Leviathans watching this are probably being like, all right, that's a showman. That is a showman right there. As his big oily chest, and his huge pectorals, and his big biceps. Hey, what's going on? Significantly smaller ladies. His shadow twists and falls downward like a comet, like the end of the world, and collects all of the fire. Like the fire doesn't billow up into his hand; he just has it. It hits his palm and just disappears. And his hand swoops down and just devours the tree. And as it passes over the tree just disappears once the hand has finished occluding it from your vision, until Cernabog's hand gets down to the last like 10 feet of the tree's base, and then his hand clenches and twists. And all that's left is this humongous base, the humongous root of the tree, with these huge fingernail gouges through it. And it is now dark. It is now midnight black. There are no lights. All of the street lights have been snuffed out by the ash. All of the stars are blocked out, and the moon is blocked out because of the thick haze of smoke and ash in the air. Even people like taking out their cell phones and turning on the flashlights, the light maybe makes it a few inches before it gets swallowed up by this deep and oppressive darkness. And Zelik.
Mm-hmm.
In the shifting, opaque shadows around you, you feel another person's presence sort of come up to your side.
Saya.
Worryingly enough, no.
Oh, fuck! My angel ninja, no? Shit!
A hand slides, it makes contact with the inside of your forearm and slides down over your palm to twine with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
To hold your hand. And you can clearly feel the bandages under your fingers. And a voice whispers in your ear, "Give me back my Birchman." And then your hand closes on nothing, and there is no one there.
Mm-hmm. Birchman. I kind
so
of
you
like
took care of the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. I sort of is this the same hand that the grass that I went through the flame with?
That one's up to you.
Let's say yeah. I want to look at it and like smell it and just maybe even like lick it, and is there anything what am I picking up? Like what is this that touched me?
That's actually a good question. Did you touch the tree with your left hand or your right?
So I never touched the tree. Physically never touched the tree. I touched the fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
We'll say on my right hand. Yeah.
Okay, on your right hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they would hold your right with their left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to look at my notes. I have to look at my earlier notes.
You like it? I used to be in AV club.
Next time we could just throw some menstruation porn up there. I'm pretty sure that'll chase everybody inside too.
You'd be surprised at the variety of people and their fetishes, especially in our community.
Vampires love
That's
menstruation
true.
porn. Anyway.
Oh God, I'm going to.
uh,
I need to go lie down. You smell. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Was Zellic there when they sounded the trumpet? Or were you born after the apocalypse?
Oh, I was born before the apocalypse, yeah. I was born during the Cretaceous period.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when the trumpet sounded and basically you found out that it's go time, the apocalypse is happening now.
Yeah.
Did you fight or did you run?
I fought.
You fought. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you know the smell of a horseman.
Which horseman?
The horseman in the sense of like the apocalyptic forces.
Yeah, there are 4 of them. Does it smell like death? Does it smell like pestilence? Like death and pestilence have very like. Does it smell like disease? Does it smell like dying? Does it smell like blood?
That's a good question. Let me look at the character note. Let me look at the right file.
Smell like wasting.
Yeah.
Does it smell like Teen Spirit?
Hello.
Fun fact, Kathleen Hanna came up with the name Teen Spirit, and Kurt Cobain was like, that sounds really good. And so
Fair.
That's how that came about.
Okay. War, famine. Okay. Wars are Reavers and behemoths.
Mm-hmm.
Pestilence is pestilence. It smells like pestilence.
Smells like okay. Smells like disease. Okay.
Disease, not just of the body, but also of the mind.
Of the mind, right? Okay. I would like to spin a shard to ask a question.
Good thing.
The question that I would like to ask, which is a primordial question. What does pestilence struggle to control here?
Man, do I ever hate how the syntax is ambiguous by design.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 ways to read that.
Uh-huh.
Is pestilence struggling to gain control over something, or is pestilence trying to keep control over something innate to itself?
Mm-hmm.
It is trying to gain control of the hearts and minds of the humans in the city.
Okay.
It is trying to keep control of its physical form.
Okay.
Which is not outside the realm of possibility. You do know that when not given a specific form, a lot of horsemen sort of mostly exist as concepts.
Yeah.
Until they hit the Seraphim barrier, and then they're given disparity.
Mm-hmm. I sort of like shake my hand off. Because I've been sort of standing off to the side, and I'm going to walk back over to the group. Like breathe in, and when I breathe out, it's almost like a little bit of like dust instead of smoke. It's pestilence. It just spoke to me. It said, "Give me back my birchman." But it's pestilence.
Not was working for a horseman. The zeros were working for a horseman. Just immediately grabs phone.
Mhm.
And we're dialing.
Whom would you
As-
like to call?
We're calling the person in the Celestia building. We're calling Sparrowhawk now.
Okay.
Mhm.
We've got a breach. We've got a horseman.
You can hear them. You can hear Sparrowhawk inhale, as though they were about to say, "Yeah, I fucking know." And then you say, "We have a horseman," and you hear their phone clatter to the ground, and then a very distant "fuck."
I need you to pick back up, please. Please.
A couple of seconds of fumbling. My palms got really sweaty all of a sudden. Clive,
It's passed away.
that's bad, Clive.
Yeah, and you're in the building and you have access to the people who can do something about it. I suggest you take this information to them. The Hierophant needs to know.
The Hierophant will be informed.
In the meantime, we're going to need guidance and damage control.
I'll go talk to the Devas.
Yeah, things are not going well. This was a built-up breach. The not incident, I am almost absolutely certain, is tied to this. The zeros and the cult that Not was a part of is tied to this. There are agents of a horseman in the city, and we haven't gotten them all.
Is it Savage Land or someone new?
I have no idea. I just know there's a horseman.
Okay. I'll go tell them. While you're doing this, between Uzi and Violet, who's closest to the base of the tree?
Oh, I'm on my Segway.
Yeah, Violet is apparently, yeah.
Yeah, I would be kind of where Clive and Zelic were.
Violet, you're a Defiant. You're a Deva. You're also Defiant. You used to be a Defiant. You still are, but you used to be as well. As a Deva, you are blessed with certain enhancements to your senses because you have the sort of overall animalistic atavism about you, even if your animal form is, slightly less deadly than a cassowary.
Hey, I could still break an arm and poop on you.
I said slightly. So you catch a scent amid the dust and the ash. And it's not something you've smelled before. Did you fight during the apocalypse?
I mostly did spy work.
Okay. You haven't smelled this before, but it's a weird, thick, greasy, fatty stench with an underlying note of skin and sweat and other human bodily fluids.
Yummy.
And your nose takes you to step up onto the the grooves at the top of the stump. And with a little bit of sniffing and a little bit of searching, you're able to find merged into the tree. It almost looks like just burnt wood at first. But when you lean in and wipe away just a little bit of the ash, you see that it's a burnt face twisted in an expression of agony.
So the tree was made of peoples?
The tree was made of one people.
Okay, one people.
Yes.
It's a really big person.
No, they're a normal sized person. The tree just grew from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna call Clive over and Zelik and Uzi, and I'm gonna point out the fleshy person who seems to be embedded inside of the tree. I go, that doesn't look normal.
Nope.
Hey, Clive, you know this face.
Oh, who's this now?
This is Mazzale, Texas. It's a little
Missing
difficult to
Leviathan.
tell, but he looks a lot like the picture that they took of him.
Oh, there's the missing Leviathan.
Hey,
Makes sense.
Really?
the two Leviathans in the group. Guess what house Mazzale, Texas is part of?
Our moms.
Ours.
No, Shemesh.
Mm.
Okay.
Fire.
Means he's immune to fire.
Mm-hmm.
But he's all burnt.
Yes, he was very obviously burnt to death.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently we have found a way around the immunity to fire.
Really, there's no such
Strange
thing.
things.
That's what I was going to say. Immunity is a strong word for try really, really hard and you'll eventually get over it.
No, I mean, it's like drowning a fish, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it, but it takes a lot more to skin that particular cat, if I could mix my animal metaphors. Yeah.
Nobody here has the
not-
ability to tap into dead people's memories, do they?
Do you really want to touch that thing?
No, but
The tree, I mean.
I think I might have an idea.
Yeah.
We're dealing with Platonic's narrative causality. Things that I've already dealt with, and the city already has dealt with. It's just that someone's exploiting it. So, I if the arm is there, I'm looking for the zero tattoo.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It would have been burned off. Like, to be burned to death requires second and third degree burns over most of the body, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a third degree burn goes below the dermal layer that a tattoo would be on.
Yeah, second degree could still have some
Remnants, like traces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you the tattoo. It's difficult to make out.
Yeah, but I did worse stuff like this in hell.
Yeah. He kind of looks like an overcooked hot dog, but you can still sort of make it out. God, I just kind of killed my own appetite. Ew.
Not me. I'm hungry.
It's like a burnt hot dog.
Kind of second guessing that vegetable and hummus wrap now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the tattoo. As Clive just sort of like goes over the body with a torturer's eye.
Oh, okay. It was. I'm not even gonna have you roll this one because that's such a good line.
Mm-hmm.
It happened quick. It happened real quick. and it appears to have happened when the tree burst out of him. And his body isn't in the right position, and his arms and like face and chest don't have any defensive wounds. Like you would expect more if he was doing this from like a geyser of flame.
Yeah.
Then his hands and forearms would be reduced to bone, right? But it's not like that. He's in the like this when your body feedles up because of all the muscles contracting.
Mm-hmm.
So it would someone who he wasn't afraid of until they lit him on fire. And he went from fine to dead in probably 4 seconds. If that. Like his brain literally broiled inside his skull, killing him before the rest of the trauma did him in.
And based on Cassie's files that she left behind, he was missing for less than 48.
Mabasso's files,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Mabasso's files, yeah. He was missing for less than 48.
Yep.
So, the question is, who did this to you? Who used you as a seed? He just talks at the body like it's going to give him the answer.
Well,
May I spend a shard and ask what rumors I know about the burned up dude?
yeah. Mazale, Tejas, or Mazale, Texas, depending on whether you come from north or south of the Mason-Dixon line. Does not have a character write-up. Shit. I was like, I'll go to the M's. Damn it, past Andrew.
I guess you gotta ad lib now.
No, I don't want to do that. He's kind of dour, he was in life kind of dour, kind of insular, not very outgoing, very much focused on his day-to-day activity, which means that it would be very strange indeed for a guy like him to voluntarily go out and join a personality movement. That seems like something he would have stayed at home for.
So this is very out of character for him.
Yes. As is being set on fire and dying. That's not something he oft does.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna have to do some investigating about this guy then. Figure out where he's been and who he's been hanging out with.
Well, his spouse, was very insistent that the police find him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, as much as it's usually the spouse, I'm hesitant to think so in this specific case. However, Leviathans have appetites, no offense, and have a tendency to have mistresses, even the quiet ones. And that's what the cops were thinking, is they were off stooping someone else.
Kind of like as these conversations are happening, Zelik is gonna look at his watch. What time is it?
It was 6 when the tree manifested, so it's about 7:45, 8-ish point.
I'm gonna look up at everyone. I've got to go.
Have fun.
That's fair.
Where are you?
Is-
There's a horseman. What could possibly be more important?
I have a date.
Oh, you have a date. You have
Yeah.
a date. You're going to put off a horseman for a date.
There is a moment where Zelik looks like he is about to grab her by the neck. Like he just shoots her a look, and it's very primal, and it's a seething. He's been seething this moment. He goes, "Yes, I have a date. I'll let you know what I find." And he's gonna go pick up some whiskey and meet Cassidy at her house.
Okay.
You know, the cop.
Let's.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
pause that there.
Yep.
Pope.
Cassidy's not the cop. The boss is the cop. Cassidy's
Fair.
the
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
magician.
the enforcer.
Yeah. The enforcer. Yeah. She's a cop.
A cab, but another name.
Yeah.
Snap. I was about to drop something. Oh yeah. Clive, you get a text message from Sparrowhawk who says the Hierophant and the council know about the idol. The Deva the Deva's in charge of the carnival, which I just realized I don't have a name for. Are scheduling a rainstorm starting at about 9 o'clock. So just be inside for that because it's going to wash away all the ash. So it's going to be pretty heavy.
All right. Well, looks like we all need to get inside. There's going to be a weather event.
Ooh.
Speak for yourself. I'm a weatherfowl. Or a
Yes, well,
waterfowl.
well, this
I'm immune to all sorts of weather. A swan running wings out towards a tornado. I'm not scared of you.
Come at me, bro.
Fucking God.
Yeah.
well,
Oh,
as delightful as that rain is, my drone is not waterproof, so I'm going to collect the rest of my pictures and go.
that sounds like a plan.
You are.
Need to go somewhere.
Excellent.
Yeah, you just go somewhere, Mr. Bradley. You just do that because I got a thing for you. We're getting to the pin pulling part of the night.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about that time for me to start dropping them cliffhangers.
Oh, don't worry.
Alright.
I got some. Got some fun stuff.
All right, Uzi. It's almost completely opaque here. The visibility is, if you're lucky, 6 inches.
Fun.
But you're able to sort of sidestep this problem by quickly swapping out the camera on the gimbal bracket for a not a LiDAR, a sonar. So while you can't get, color picture, you can at least get a pretty decent topographical representation of the area.
Good.
So just count that as like potential if you were to investigate the scene post facto, because you have this CSI-esque Jurassic Park sort of reconstruction wireframe.
Good.
Remember Escape from New York, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should
Val,
get
are you
home,
okay?
have some wine.
It's Romeo. He has a cold and he's been sneezing.
Okay. You had this expression of abject terror, and then you looked behind your curtain, and I was so scared that you were about to get like Michael Myers did.
No, No, just a sneezy kitty.
When my kitties got sneezy, I just threw them in like the same room with me when I took a shower because the hot air does the thing with the noses
That
and
is
stuff.
true. That is true. Maybe I'll do that with him tonight. I have to take him to the vet. Anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Baby. Poor Romeo.
My boy.
He's a little champion. Violet, you are currently our spider's Gorg. Where are you going to go after things sort of like calm down and the rain is about to come?
That is a good question. What am I going to be up to? I think I'm gonna go back to my kittery, and I'm going to go and question my girls and see if they know anything else that might be useful to finding out how this infernal, the Leviathan got roasty toasty.
You mean I like some barbecue?
The girls say that when it comes to Leviathan play, they're tough cookies. They're as tough as they come. And when they say when they tell you that, it comes with the sort of tone of people that are like, I cannot comprehend of anything stronger than the individual to which we are discussing. It is the extreme of what they can comprehend, but you know for a fact that that is not the extreme of how things actually are in reality. So their scope is just a little too limited to get any good information. But that doesn't mean you leave empty-handed. There is a handwritten, calligraphied letter on your desk.
Well, I want to pick up that handwritten letter and read it so I can find out what it is.
You have been invited to the home of Victoria von Halen for dinner.
Well, human sacrifice was practiced by many human civilizations, so huzzah, let us go to dinner.
All right.
I hope she knows how to use spices properly.
Well, I mean, she learned from the best. As long as you don't ask any questions. One of the best.
I never have when I'm eating meat before.
All right. So it's not tonight. It'll be a thing that happens in a future episode. But I did want to plant that seed. So we will circle back around to our traditional closing with you and Gwen momentarily. Zelig.
Can we just say that I arrive at this door as it starts to rain so that I am drenched?
It's a nice house.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of the ones I think they're pretty common out west, where it's the house that's built on the hillside.
Yep.
So that part of it juts out.
Yep.
And then you have that porch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on. Is one of those sort of leaning over like a cliffside to the north end of the downtown area, looking out over the ocean. It's a swish place. You'd peg it at like 5 mil, or 5-ish mil.
Yeah.
And the door opens, and a very not a very exhausted looking Cassidy.
Yeah.
Answers the door. I mean, she did dress up. She's got the suit coat, the tie, the vest, all in those browns, browns and earth tones, dark brown gloves, slacks, the house loafers. And she looks at you, and she looks down at the whiskey bottle.
Let me paint. Can I paint this picture? Did it rain on me?
Oh yeah. Your shirt is now sticking to your
all right.
foot.
I am, and she's a Leviathan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different house though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fine. I am leaning against the door frame, like this, just drenched, my hair clinging, my jacket cleaning, my shirt clinging to my pecs. I am, daddy. And I'm looking her through like hooded eyelids, and I'll be like, we lost Texas tonight. And I don't know about you, but I was originally gonna come here and wine and dine you and make this sweet. But I could just use a really good fuck right now. I'm assuming I have to roll.
Let me grab the reins here.
Okay.
She doesn't say anything. Because she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
She looks at you. She looks down at the whiskey bottle. She looks back at you.
I'm very sober. I've not opened this bottle.
Takes the whiskey bottle from you. Cracks it open. Slugs a fourth of it. Grabs the shoulder of her vest and yakuzas all of her clothes off in one like fell swoop. Interestingly enough, sans the gloves. The gloves stay on. They're up to about here-ish. I think those are opera gloves.
Okay.
Is that what I'm thinking of? They're very soft, as you pretty quickly find out.
Yeah. Things. Yeah.
The camera pans to the fireplace.
Yeah.
You two roll in the flame. The camera pans to a different fireplace.
During
are you wanting?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you wanting to take an action mid-coitus?
Yeah. I'm gonna look for a tattoo, including underneath the gloves.
Ooh.
If I have to pull the
No. Well, let me rephrase that. Mad tattoos. Oh.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. She's got tattoos.
Yeah. We're all tatted up. Yeah, it's a thing.
Not a tattoo of a 0 though.
Gotcha. Even under even if I were to accidentally rip the gloves off in coitus.
The glove comes off. Accidentally or not. At this point, Cassidy does not give enough of a fuck to notice. Defiant don't really scar.
No.
You're just too powerful. Well, okay, for two reasons. One,
yeah.
You have a healing factor. Two, this is not actually your body.
Yeah.
So it's odd when your fingers run over a scar right about here.
Yeah.
Wrist. A horizontal scar that circles the entirety of her forearm.
It's a scar as if a tattoo was removed, right?
It's
branding.
It's a scar as though she had dipped her hand into hot oil and gotten a burn all the way up here.
Okay.
But without anything below it. It's just this one thin band.
What kind of Defiant is she?
She's Leviathan.
She's Leviathan. What kind of Leviathan is she? What's her element?
Yeah, I got to look it up on the character list.
Mhm.
She's the C. House Haddad, which is going to be Storm.
Storm. Okay. She's a storm. She's a storm lady. Okay. There is some relief in tension at that. Like there is a subject off, but maybe at the end of coitus, um, when things are winding down and we have ordered Thai food, um, I'm just gonna make mention. We don't scar. What the fuck's up with that?
I had to make a sacrifice for the Hiram. It it hurt, but it was necessary. I've had something on my mind, and I guess you're really the only one that can understand. There aren't that many Leviathans in our level of the Celestia building, just by nature of how things worked out. When this, and she just sort of like, she kind of chokes on it. When it happened, and LeMay turned against the Almighty. Cousin stood against us. And you know what he told me?
What did he tell you?
After I ripped out his heart.
Delicious.
He said they used to kill dragons. And that's been something that I've been thinking about a lot.
The Hierophant.
4 years.
Yeah. Who is your cousin?
She gives a name. It's in Draconic because they hadn't been given a human form at that point.
The entire walls and windows shudder, and not because of the lightning.
And she just seems miserable about that.
Yeah.
They would, in different circumstances, kill us and be celebrated as heroes. And the more I think about that, the more I wonder if giving up the scales was the right choice. Would it be better to turn against your ideals and do something altruistic, even if it hurts you? Or is it better to just fucking die and leave the world to its own devices? And I don't have an answer to that.
I don't either. It's your life, and you should be able to do with what you want with it, with not fucking it up for the rest of us who want to stick around, is my opinion on that. There's like a pause. Cassidy. It's a horseman.
Cut away.
I'm fairly confident that she's not a cultist now, so that was the whole goal of going on a date with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I liked that. I thought that was pretty good. I thought you did a good job.
kind of was hoping. Oh, this is nice.
5.
Mm-hmm.
You're standing under an awning. It is pissing rain. Steam is sort of rising up from the still warm asphalt, mixing with what little remains of the smog in the air, and the mist hitting from the rain hitting the ground is occluding everything and sort of giving it this weird, hazy, dreamlike feeling. And you get a phone call.
Bradley, what's up?
Bradley, it's Rebecca.
Okay.
I can't talk for very long. I'm hiding in one of the broom cupboards. You were right. I tried to bring this upstairs and they kicked me down. They're going to take me off the force. I pulled Knott's phone records. 2 days before he died, he made 3 phone calls to a number I don't recognize and isn't in our database.
What's the number?
She reads off to you.
Like, he just from a pocket pulls pen and is just writing on his own hand.
I think that might be the other person. I think that might be our killer. If they were intimidating him and trying to get him to give something up, or they were harassing him, that means that this phone number is the person who killed him.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Once the weather clears, which will be in roughly 3 hours, do your best not to get tailed. Grab only your essentials. And I'm giving her the address essentially to the court. Make your way there. Tell them I sent you. You will meet with very strange people, but they'll take care of you.
Right. I've been seeing some very strange people already. I'll be there.
Soon as I hang up with her, I immediately dial that number.
Okay. Hey, Zelik. Cassidy's phone starts ringing.
You gonna get that? Oh, I'm muted.
So,
sorry, I was muted. I look over at the phone. Can I see who it is from here?
C. Bradley. Parentheses.
Yeah, it's Clive. I'm gonna answer it. Maybe she's in the bathroom. I don't know. You have to pee after sex, okay?
Yeah, you don't want those UTIs. Yeah.
Exactly. Leviathan get UTIs too. I'm gonna answer it. Clive. This is Cassidy's phone.
So, not called this number.
Yeah.
No, this number called not.
This number called not before he died multiple times. I just got it from a cop.
And we'll cut from there.
Oh, I was about to go drag her by the neck out of the bathroom.
That's going to eat up a bit of time.
I know.
Uzi, you rock back up at the base. Gabriel is asleep on the couch. Matlock is playing. Muted, but with closed captioning on because all things being considered, Gabe's an old guy. Everything else being equal.
I'm gonna look around and see if I see hubby.
He's in the kitchen. He's basically just sort of like stress baking at this point.
I'm gonna pat up behind him, wrap my arms around him from the back, kiss him on the cheek, and go, "Let's go to bed. We'll deal with this another day." And then I'm gonna walk back over to Gabe, pick Gabe up, princess style, like your sleeping partner, and then just look over until my husband starts to follow and just go down the hallway to the unknown.
Yeah. He takes like maybe another 3 minutes to be like, put some stuff in the fridge, put some other stuff on, in the warmer, that sort of thing. Just getting everything cleaned up and ready to go. And then he, without another word, follows you. All right, Fairy. I'm going to ask you out a game. Is it all right if I hit you hard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you rock back up to the place, grab your shower, and it's nice actually. Just watching these huge bay windows, lightning kind of forking through the sky, illuminating the outlines of the clouds, smearing the rain smearing against the glass. And it's been a day. So how are you going to relax?
I think I'm going to head over to my giant luxurious bathroom and get into my giant jacuzzi tub with all of the bubble bath and lights and essential oils and shit.
Okay. It's warm and otherwise, and besides the sound of water rippling and shifting as you move around slightly, it's quiet and dim, and after a bit of time on your own, there's a knock on the door.
Come in.
Gwyn, wearing this really nice slinky evening gown, with her hands behind her back, walks in, and she's got this distant expression on her face that's not, it's not the glowing cloud of cartoon hearts around her head that she normally gets when she sees you. It's distant, and she says, "Mistress, I have a message for you."
What's the message, my dear?
It's from Zero.
Oh, really?
To give back the Birchman. And then her hand comes up from behind her back and she puts a gun to her head.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And I think that's where we're gonna have to cliffhang.
Yeah.
All right, let me do so the camera freezes there. It freezes over the dark hallway as Uzi and their poly disappear. It freezes over Bradley and Zellick as Cass walks into the bedroom, still fully nude, sees you on the phone, and her eyes get humongous. And as all this,
we are both having fun, aren't we?
As all this starts to play out, the first couple of bars of Aesop Rock's Marble Cake begin to play, and the camera pans through the city with these confused, smeared, sooty mortals that have been, they don't know it, but they've been rocked to their core. And as Ace starts to talk about the man under the bandages, examine till he vanishes, cuts to that man in the bandages. Standing in a dark room, looking down at Uzi's sleeping form. Cut to black.
Yay! Hey everyone, thanks for coming and showing up.
I'm sorry, Fairy. Was that okay? Are you okay? Are you still green?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked the twisty twist.
Okay. Jesus.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was scared.
Yep. Cool. Well, everyone, thanks you so much for coming and showing up. Again, I said this already. We're done for the week. You can catch us. However, you can find me tomorrow at Nat One Heroes, where I'm playing my Hobgoblin Barbarian, who with Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. So that's always I'm super excited to finally, after a month, kind of get back to playing that. Between just being sick and all kinds of stuff, I had to dip out of a lot of things that I wasn't making happen myself. So we get to finally get back to Rhyme of the Frost Maiden. Then we're back here on Friday with Heartbeats in Perfect Sync, and then back with Dragon Age, and then we're back here on Saturday evening next week. So everyone take care of yourself, drink your water, and stick around after outros, because we will have a raid somewhere. We'll figure it out.
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. Coming up next, aside from daylight savings time, that cursed thing, at 3 p.m. Eastern over on Weavatail, it's time for some good doggos. Boy, we'll all be tired, but they're in the bog of, well, currently they're at a Fey tea party on their way to the Bog of Bones. We'll see if they escape the tea party. We'll see if they get to see the Oracle. They're going to have a rough day of it, just like we are waking up early. And then on Monday nights, still on Weave, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, it's not Simba Room, but it is Crucible. A wonderful sort of zine that comes out on a regular that gives you some supplemental stuff for your D&D 5e. We're going to be playing through one of their modules for one night only this month. Tune in to see what the hell's going on. I haven't even received the brief yet. I do not know what I'm playing. And then on Wednesday over on Follow Black Cats, come see Clive's not demonic cousin in Chernobog. He's more violent, has more of an appetite for pastries, but still just hates humanity and is trying to have a good day, but the world won't let him. And yeah, that did Thursday. Right. I'm running things over on Critical Misses. Come see our second episode of Masks Advanced Studies. Our university-aged heroes are going after an anti-hero who has decided, you know, what would be a good time? Vampirically eating the low-tier villains of the city. That sounds like a great time. And our young heroes are going to try and stop them. So come see how that plays out. And then be back here on Saturdays for more of what I can only describe as if HBO decided to go full urban fantasy with a budget.
Yeah.
Because with all the descriptions here and how everything comes out, that's precisely like, this is like, feels almost like Carnival's modern successor. So
a little bit
please,
of True Blood sprinkled, yeah.
I was thinking True Blood.
Little True Blood, a lot of Carnival. Good gods. Is what we've got here with Defiant, Trail of the Dead. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're live, VOD, YouTube, wherever you are. Story is nothing without its audience. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Oakley dokley, I think I'm next, so I'm just gonna go next. And I'm Fairy Sarina. You can find me here on Saturday, and on Fridays, I release a little playthrough of Song of Horror, which you can find on my Twitch or my YouTube, which is also very Fairy Sarina. And I just finished managing to get through the very creepy library, and now I'm in the very creepy church. So it's just getting better and better. Yeah, undead monks. It's great.
Yes, it's you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
But
on
you're
mute.
muted.
I got lost in the sea of tabs.
Fair.
All right. So as per usual, you can only see me on this game and this game alone, but you can hear my ranting ribbons over on my Twitter at @Esperanto, where I discuss whatever I feel like it.
And I suppose I go now.
You are.
All right, my name's Andrew. I am the one in charge of the story for the Trail of the Dead. You can find more stuff that I make over at s-15studios.com, which has all of my articles and short stories, as well as the handbook for this game, updated as often as I can make it happen. You can see when I have a chance to stream again over at twitch.tv/onion_siege. That's generally on Fridays, unless I have to work at the other job. Right now, we're still going through the long journey to farewell. Boy, howdy, that journey is long. We just wrapped up 3 lesbians in a borrow, which means we're going to be starting on 3 lesbians in a winter special. So if you like furries and lesbians, that is going to be the stream for you. And finally, you can find everything else that I do as far as Let's Plays and other short videos at my YouTube. And as always, thank you all so much for coming to watch. Thank you all for coming to play. And don't forget, if you're an American, like Mr. Pope was saying, tonight, right?
Yes. Well,
Something
also
3
just
a.m.
North, like American as in the continents, not the country.
Yeah. We're jumping forward.
Yeah, we're springing forward. Got
So
it.
don't
you
let
fall,
that sneak up on you.
Yeah, you fall backward and you spring forward.
Time is arbitrary to me. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Backwards, forwards. Yeah.
Yep. That being said, everyone, once again, just thank you so much for coming and showing up. We're gonna raid my friend over at Coffee Cat Presents. It looks like they're doing some art. Please give them a follow because they are a Vampire the Masquerade streamer for sure. So with that, we will see you. We will see you next week. So see you later. Bye.
Bye, mortals.
Did it not raid? God damn it.
It said unraid.
We'll try it again. It's okay.
I don't know how you unraid. But...
Yeah. I think I just clicked back by accident. I did not mute me. We can still hear me.